Let me ask you guys something real quick, and be honest with yourself for a second. How many times has this happened to you? You spot a setup, you're confident. Maybe you waited all day for it. You place the trade, and almost immediately, the market goes the exact opposite way. It hits your stop loss, you're out. And then, like it was just waiting for you to leave, it reverses and runs right where you thought it would go in the first place. You guys know that exact feeling. It feels personal. It feels like the market is watching your screen, specifically, and doing the opposite just to spite you. And here's the uncomfortable truth I'm going to prove to you today. It kind of is. That is not bad luck. That is not you being a bad trader. That is by design. And today, I'm going to pull the curtain all the way back and show you guys exactly how it's done and then how to flip it in your favor, using something called smart money concepts. Let's get into it. First, I want to make something very, very clear, because absolutely everything in this video builds on this one idea. The market is not random. I know it feels random, especially when you're on a losing streak and nothing seems to make sense. But it's not. Behind every single big move on that chart, there is big money pushing it. Banks, hedge funds, institutions, the people managing billions of dollars. In the trading world, we call all of them the smart money. And here's the thing you have to understand. The smart money is not playing the same game you are. They're not even playing the same sport. While retail traders are staring at indicators trying to guess the next candle, the smart money is thinking about one thing and one thing only. How do I get my massive order filled without moving the price against myself? And that, right there, is the whole key. Think about the problem they actually have. When you or I want to buy, we click a button and we're filled instantly because our order is tiny. But when a bank wants to buy, they're not buying a couple $100s worth. They're moving millions, sometimes hundreds of millions. And you cannot just throw an order that size into the market because there's nobody on the other side to fill it. The price would skyrocket against them before they ever got their position. Think of it as trying to pour an entire swimming pool into a single coffee cup. It doesn't fit. It just overflows everywhere and you lose most of it. So the smart money has to be clever. To get filled, they need a huge pool of orders sitting on the other side, ready and waiting. They need what we call liquidity. So let's break that down. What exactly is liquidity? The simplest way I can put it, think of it as fuel. To move the market in the direction they want and to get their giant position filled, the smart money needs a massive amount of buy and sell orders just sitting there, ready to be eaten up. And here's the part that's going to sting a little bit, so brace yourself. That fuel is us. It's retail traders. It's your stop losses. It's your pending orders. It's every trader who clicked buy at the obvious spot. We, the retail crowd, are the liquidity that the smart money runs on. We are the fuel in their tank. Now let me show you exactly how they find that fuel, okay? Because this is where it clicks. Think about where you place your stop loss. When you buy something, where do you put your stop? Almost always right below a recent low. It feels safe, right? If it breaks that low, I'm wrong. Get me out. And when you short, where does your stop go? Right above a recent high. Now here's the problem. You're not special. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean everybody thinks the exact same way. Thousands and thousands of traders, all looking at the same chart, all putting their stops in the same obvious places. So what builds up? Massive clusters of stop losses, sitting right above the obvious highs and right below the obvious lows. We call these liquidity pools. And to the smart money, they are not hidden at all. They light up like a target on a map. They know exactly where the fuel is sitting because it's sitting in the most predictable place possible. So what do they do with a giant pool of fuel sitting in plain sight? They go and they take it. This is the move we call a liquidity grab or a stop hunt. Let me paint the picture for you so you really see it. Say the price has been grinding sideways for a while and there's an obvious low that everybody is watching. Just below that low is a pile of stop losses from every trader who went long. The smart money pushes the price down, fast and hard, just far enough to spike below that low and trigger every single one of those stops. Now, when your stop gets hit, what actually happens? Your position gets sold automatically. And all that automatic selling from thousands of traders at once, that is the exact liquidity the smart money just used to fill their giant buy order. They wanted to buy big, so they engineered a move that forced you to sell to them at the worst possible moment. And the second they've got what they need, the price reverses. Hard. It rips right back up the other way. To you, watching your screen, it just looked like a breakdown, so maybe you even flip short out of frustration. And now you're trapped on the wrong side all over again, watching it run without you. That, right there, is the trap. And here's what I really need you to understand, because it matters more than anything. You didn't make a bad call. You made the obvious call. And on this market, the obvious call is exactly what they are feeding on. The smart money needs the crowd to do the predictable thing, because the crowd is the fuel. I have lost money to this myself, more times than I want to admit on camera. I used to think I was just unlucky, or that I wasn't smart enough for this. I wasn't either of those things. I just didn't understand the game I was actually playing. So I'm telling you now, so you don't have to learn it the expensive way like I did. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because what I just described is not a one-time random event. It's a cycle. The smart money runs the same playbook over and over again, and once you see it, I promise you cannot unsee it. They do three things, in order. First, they accumulate. This is the quiet part. They slowly build up their big position inside a tight, boring range, while everybody else is bored, distracted, and not paying attention. Nothing exciting is happening, so the retail crowd looks away. That's the entire point. Second, they manipulate. This is the stop hunt we just talked about, the fake move, the spike that traps retail on the wrong side and grabs all that liquidity they need to get filled. And third, they distribute. Now that they've quietly built their position and grabbed the fuel to support it, they finally let the real move run. Price takes off in the direction they wanted the entire time, while the retail crowd is stuck on the wrong side, frozen, watching their accounts bleed out candle by candle. Accumulate, manipulate, distribute. Think of it like a magician doing a card trick, okay? The accumulation is the quiet setup, shuffling the deck while you're relaxed and not suspicious. The manipulation is the misdirection, hey, look over here at my left hand. And the distribution is the actual trick, happening over here in the hand you completely ignored. By the time you realize what just happened, it's already done, and the cards are already gone. And this is the real reason, the actual root reason that most retail traders lose money over time. It is not because they don't have a fancy enough indicator. It is not because they didn't buy the right $2,000 course. It is because they are playing the smart money's game without even knowing the rules exist. They do the obvious thing, in the obvious place, at the obvious time, every single time. And the obvious thing is the trap, every single time. I want you guys to really sit with that for a second, because it changes the entire way you look at a chart. The moment you stop being the liquidity is the moment you stop being the exit for somebody else's trade. So now you guys know the trap. You understand what liquidity actually is. You understand how the stop hunt works and why it feels so personal. And you understand the accumulate, manipulate, distribute cycle they run on us every single day on every single time frame. But knowing the trap is only half the battle. Honestly, it might be the easy half. Because the real question, the one that actually puts money back in your pocket, is this. How do you flip it? How do you take these exact same smart money concepts and stop being the prey and start trading right alongside the banks instead? So let me show you, step by step, exactly how to do that. The first thing you have to understand is this. Smart money concepts are not about predicting the market. They are about reading what the market is already showing you, then waiting for the right moment to act. You are not trying to guess the next candle or control the move. You are trying to understand where smart money is likely operating and avoid becoming the fuel they use to move price. Think of it like surfing. A surfer does not create the wave or control the ocean. They watch, wait, and when the right wave forms, they ride it. That is the mindset. You are not the institution moving billions through the market. You are the surfer, trying to recognize the wave before the crowd gets wiped out by it. And the first clue is liquidity. Liquidity is where orders are sitting. In retail trading, that often means stop losses. Where do most retail traders place their stops? In the most obvious places possible. Above clean highs, below clean lows, around visible support and resistance. Those areas become liquidity pools, clusters of orders sitting where almost everyone can see them. At first, those areas feel like traps. You buy, price dips just low enough to hit your stop, then rockets upward without you, or you sell. Price spikes just high enough to stop you out, then collapses in the direction you expected. That is frustrating, but it is not random. In smart money concepts, obvious stop zones become part of the map. If you know where obvious stops are sitting, you have a better idea of where price may be drawn next. Smart money needs liquidity to enter and exit large positions. They cannot always buy or sell huge size in a quiet market without moving price against themselves. So they look for areas where orders are already waiting. They go where the fuel is. That changes the question. Instead of asking, where do I think price is going? Ask, where is everyone else trapped? Where are the obvious highs and lows? Where would most traders place their stop if they were buying or selling here? That question moves you from reacting like the crowd to thinking one level above it. The second clue is the stop hunt. A stop hunt is a quick, violent move into liquidity that suddenly reverses. Price pushes below an obvious low, triggers sell stops and stop losses, pulls in breakout sellers, then snaps back upward. Or price spikes above an obvious high, grabs buy-side liquidity, pulls in breakout buyers, then dumps. Most retail traders get caught because they chase the spike. They see the breakout and jump in late, right when the move may be running into a trap. With smart money concepts, you do the opposite. You wait for the sweep. You let the market show its hand. If price runs below a low, grabs liquidity, quickly reclaims that level, and starts pushing the other way, that is information. It suggests the move below the low may not have been true weakness. It may have been a liquidity grab before a reversal. You are no longer stepping into the trap. You are waiting until the trap springs, then looking for confirmation. But confirmation matters. A liquidity sweep by itself is not enough. Markets can sweep liquidity and keep going. That is why the next piece is market structure. Market structure is the pattern of highs and lows. In a downtrend, price makes lower highs and lower lows. As long as that continues, structure is bearish. In an uptrend, price makes higher highs and higher lows. As long as that continues, structure is bullish. A shift in market structure happens when that pattern breaks. If price is trending down, sweeps liquidity below a low, then rallies and breaks above a previous lower high, something has changed. The old bearish rhythm has been interrupted. That break of structure, or change of character, suggests the market may be flipping direction. This is where many traders rely too much on indicators. An indicator may lag. A moving average may turn after the move has already happened. Structure shows what price is doing now. It shows whether buyers or sellers are taking control. So the sequence starts to build. First, identify liquidity. Second, wait for price to sweep it. Third, watch for a shift in structure. Now you are not guessing. You are reading a chain of clues. The next clue is the order block. When large players enter the market, they often leave footprints. A strong, impulsive move usually begins from a specific area where significant buying or selling took place. In smart money concepts, the last opposing candle or consolidation area before that strong move is often called an order block. Imagine price drops slightly, then suddenly launches upward with force and breaks structure. That last bearish candle before the launch may represent an area where smart money accumulated positions before pushing price higher. Later, price often returns to that zone before continuing in the new direction. Why would it return? Markets often revisit areas of interest. Large players may defend positions, add to positions, or rebalance orders around those levels. Not every order block works. The point is that an order block gives you a specific area to watch instead of entering randomly in the middle of nowhere. Think of it like a footprint in wet concrete. The move already happened, but the mark remains. If price comes back to that footprint after a liquidity sweep and structure shift, that zone becomes more interesting. Another footprint is the fair value gap. A fair value gap forms when price moves so quickly in one direction that it leaves behind an imbalance. In simple terms, there is an area on the chart where price moved too fast to trade smoothly. The markets skip through it, and markets often revisit those inefficient areas before continuing. So if price sweeps liquidity, breaks structure, and leaves behind a fair value gap, that gap can become a potential area to watch for a retracement. It is not magic or guaranteed. It is another clue showing where price may return before the next move. This is where the real skill comes in. Confluence. The power is not in taking every liquidity sweep, every order block, or every fair value gap by itself. That is how traders get overwhelmed. The power is in waiting until multiple clues line up in the same area. For example, price takes out an obvious low, that is a liquidity sweep. Then price rallies and breaks a previous high. That is a shift in market structure. Then price pulls back into an order block that also overlaps with a fair value gap. Now, several pieces of evidence point to the same zone. That does not mean the trade will win. It means the idea is cleaner. The story makes more sense. You are no longer trading one random signal. You are waiting for the market to build a case, and this is where patience becomes the edge. Most traders do not lose, only because their analysis is bad. They lose because they are early, emotional, and desperate to be in a trade. They see price move and feel like they are missing out. They chase. They enter where liquidity is being collected instead of waiting for the collection to finish. Smart money concepts force you to slow down. Identify liquidity, wait for the sweep, wait for structure to shift, mark the order block or fair value gap, wait for price to return, then consider whether there is a valid setup. Your stop loss placement also has to change. If obvious highs and lows are liquidity targets, you cannot keep placing your stop exactly where everyone else places theirs. That does not mean hiding your stop randomly far away. It means placing it where the trade idea is actually invalidated, not where the crowd is clustered. If your stop is sitting at the most obvious level on the chart, ask yourself, am I managing risk or volunteering as liquidity? Now, put the whole model together. Start with the map. Find the obvious highs and lows. Find where retail traders are likely placing stops. That is liquidity. Then wait. Do not chase price into those levels. Let the market sweep liquidity first. Let it show whether that move is a real breakout or a trap. Next, read structure. If price sweeps a low but keeps making lower lows, there may be no reversal yet. But if price sweeps the low, reclaims the level, and breaks a key high, the story changes. Then look for the footprint. Where did the impulsive move begin? Is there an order block? Did price leave a fair value gap? Does the pullback return to one of those zones? Finally, look for confluence. The best setups are not built from one clue. They are built from multiple clues agreeing at the same time. That is the flip. You stop trading like the liquidity and start thinking about where liquidity is likely to be taken. You stop reacting to every candle and start reading the structure behind the move. You stop asking for certainty and start building a process. But this part is critical. Smart money concepts are not a crystal ball. They do not guarantee profits or remove risk.